The Jackson family, affectionately known as the Royal Family of Pop, were a family of 12, with Janet Jackson being the youngest. They lived here in this cozy and quaint house located in Gary, Indiana. Funny how time flies, because here we have Janet, who looks to be about 9 or 10, but we are still able to see that Janet has always had a gorgeous head of hair on her head. This picture demonstrates a well moisturized and conditioned low bun. Adding uniqueness to this style, Janet's sleek edges are connected to adorable ringlets on the side. As Janet matures into a young woman, she wears her hair in pressed out or blow-dried styles, giving a kinky straight effect. To add movement and dimension to this style, layers are cut meticulously throughout the crown of her head to help frame her gorgeous face. Fans went crazy with Janet's big curly hair she proudly wore in the "What Have You Done For Me Lately" and "Control" music videos. As we get into Janet's Rhythm Nation era, we see that she experiments with straight hair extensions cut into long layers. The Miss You Much singer was on trend with her big feathered bangs, which was a popular style at the time. Put a like in the chat if you're old enough to remember 80s hairspray Aquanet. The seventh commercial single from Rhythm Nation 1814, a song entitled "Love Will Never Do," is when Janet first gives us a glimpse into her sensual side. In this clean and minimalist video, Janet wears her hair in a sexy 60s pinup style. To add more distinction to her style, face framing layers and a headband are added. Multi-talented Janet also has acting to her long list of talents. Of course, we remember her from Good Times and Fame, but in 1993 she starred in John Singleton's Poetic Justice. The then 27-year-old played a character by the name of Justice, a hairstylist who recently lost her boyfriend to gun violence and who uses poetry to heal from her sadness. Jackson's character Justice famously wore her hair in box braids. What are box braids? Box braids are a type of hair braiding style that is commonly worn by women of sub-Saharan African descent. This type of hairstyle consists of square-shaped hair divisions that resemble the shape of a box. Janet wore box braids with such elegance and such style, she embodied the essence of African nobility. Queen blessed us again with her iconic box braids and white headband look at the 1993 Grammy Music Awards, where she honored her big brother, Michael Jackson, with a Lifetime Achievement Award. Collins Dictionary defines cultural influence as the ability to have influence on people or situations to affect what they do or what happens. In Janet Jackson's case, her influence was huge in that box braids had also become commonly known as Poetic Justice braids among hairstylists who specialized in braids. Pre-social media, popular cultural influence was typically measured by the amount of magazine covers one was on or the amount of TV specials they appeared in. But in the era of social media, cultural influence in social media is measured by views and hashtags. I have two examples. On YouTube, I searched Poetic Justice braids, and here's what I saw. The first search, I got detailed jumbo box braids, Poetic Justice braids, which has 135,000 views and was posted 3 years ago by Duchess Braids. How to Poetic Justice braids for beginners, Patra jumbo box braids. Patra was a Jamaican singer back in the 90s who also wore box braids, so I guess if you're Jamaican, you would probably refer to her as a braid reference. This video had 13,000 views and was posted 2 years ago by How to Black Hair. Another video I saw was Naturally Nisha. She gave us a whole Poetic Justice inspired look and tutorial, including makeup and outfit. This 10-minute video has 55,000 views. Nice work. Another example of the cultural impact of Poetic Justice braids can be found on Instagram. At the time of publishing, the hashtag Poetic Justice braids had over 238,000 pictures of people showing off their box braids, or simply paying tribute to the Queen, Janet, herself. As we move into the Janet album era, a few of the styles that stood out to me most, of course, were her album cover. Who doesn't like a spiral set? They're timeless and classic and could be worn at any occasion. Of course, we can't forget about Janet's long Spanish wavy hair with a hint of brown highlights in the ubiquitous 90s hit, That's the Way Love Goes and If. Another standout look that Janet had in her Janet album era was from a song titled You Want This, featuring MC Lyte. Janet blesses us again with box braids. This time her braids are braided, giving her a cool, funky boho vibe. Janet's inspirational and impactful red hair in the Velvet Rope era can be a video all by itself. The Velvet Rope is Janet's most bold and courageous album to date. Its lyrics covered topics as depression, self-worth, domestic violence, and LGBT subject matter. At the time of release, Janet was 31 and was at the apex of her career. Her confidence was reflected in her bold red color, and from this emerged the most dynamic and inspiring hairstyles. Not only did Janet experiment with a new hair color, but she also played with a variety of textures. She took us back to the 70s with her red afro puffs, and she inspired us with her tribal-inspired red bubble ponytails. A particular look that was strikingly gorgeous was a style she had from Velvet Rope's fourth single, Go Deep. It looks like Penny from Good Times has grown up, and this time she has red bangs. But in all seriousness, how cute is this look? It's elegant, sophisticated, yet Janet is maintaining her youthful appeal and magnetism. Let's not overlook her intricately styled curly bun on top, bringing the whole look to a cohesive and balanced hairstyle. Through the years, Janet has consistently served us iconic looks. She has proven that she is versatile and masterful at pulling off natural, curly, straight, braids, and wavy hairstyles. Remember when Janet briefly rocked a short pixie? Is there any hairstyle that she can't wear? Perceived social limitations such as maturing and getting older has not hindered Janet's creativity or her ability to express herself. In fact, Miss Jackson still reminds us who's in control. I think this is the era of the kinky straight hair extension. However Janet styles her hair, we know that it will be inspirational and iconic. Thanks for the inspiration, Janet, and the many years of great hairstyles.